Hey folks, welcome to Spanish Fork 17. We are finally all live here with the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Liberty Patriots here as part of the Red Rock Classic, again down here at beautiful Dixie State University, Bruce Hurst Field. Always a pleasure to be down here for these tournaments in St. George and get a look, an early season look here at Spanish Fork, who is currently 6-1 on the season. Had another score get entered in yesterday on Max Preps, a win against Mountain Ridge that's now added to the record. So now 6-1 on a 3-game win streak heading into this game against the Liberty Patriots. And so it's been a great start to the season for Coach Nelson and the boys. And so hoping to keep things rolling here with this game against the Patriots, and another game coming up this evening as well. Right after this one, they will be playing the Palo Verde Panthers, a pretty big program out there in Nevada, so excited to see that ball game that will be following this one as well. So as we see the Dons getting all warmed up here and ready for this one, we're very excited for it. It's going to be a good one here on Spanish Fork 17, so buckle in. Hopefully you made yourself some good food and are now ready to sit down and enjoy 2 ball games here on Spanish Fork 17. It is Brody Duval on the mound today for the Dons, getting the start here in game number 2 of the tournament for Spanish Fork, and leading things off is going to be Jonah Shields for the Liberty Patriots. First pitch is in, and it is going to be a ball. Looked pretty close to me, but looks like it's going to be ball 1 here to Shields. Another one that looks like it was pretty close, but count moving now to 2-0. It'll be Jonah Shields, Dylan Fisher, and Logan Musey due up here in the first inning here for Liberty. As Brody Duval has started off this game with 3 straight balls, so a 3-0 count here to Shields. He shows bunt, pulls back, and it will be a strike, so still a good hitter's count here, though, for Shields at 3-1. So Spanish Fork, the home team in this one, wearing the really nice white pinstripe new jerseys that they have, as this thing is fouled away. It'll be out over towards the crowd. It's going to hit the bleachers out there. Nice little thud. So the count moving now to full here on Shields. Liberty rocking the gray uniforms with the red numbers and the looks like some navy blue trim on it. So pretty nice, clean looking jersey there for the Patriots as well. That one is going to hit Shields right in the back, so starting things off here for the Patriots. He will get himself on over to first base after the full count hit by pitch there by Duval. It will bring up Dylan Fisher now for Liberty.
Second baseman, number 11, Dylan Fisher.
So Fisher on the season batting .286 according to Max Preps. Not the biggest RBI guy, only has 3 RBIs. Has scored 7 runs, though. Looks like he's usually been batting in the bottom part of the order with only 34 plate appearances compared to some of his compatriots in the mid and upper 40s. Fisher looks on the 1-0 count. That one is going to squirt away from Romero, so easy opportunity there for Shields to get himself over into scoring position.
Who went over there to get that ball, you guys?
That is not the start to this game that you wanted to see from Duval, really struggling to find the strike zone here, but talking things over with Romero. So now with a runner on second base, maybe want to make sure that they've got their signs all accurate. Also, just to give him some encouragement, again, we're in for a couple of ball games here on Spanish Fork 17, and so I want to make sure that Duval can go nice and long in this ball game, provide them some length, and hopefully not overtax the bullpen today, as that one is in there for a strike. The count now is 2-1 to Dylan Fisher. Again, runner in scoring position early here in the top half of the first inning. That one is going to be a strike. Man, I can't figure out this strike zone right now. It's a couple pitches that I was thinking, oh, yeah, those are pretty good, go down as balls, and then a couple ones that I'm like, it's pretty outside, go down as strikes. So what do I know? Count is 2-2 here on Dylan Fisher. This one is going to be sprayed over to second base. Nice job to get in position. That will be out number 1. It does advance Shields over to third base, but solid infield defense gets them the first out of the inning. And we'll bring up Logan Musey, batting third in the order. He is out in center field today.
The center fielder, number 2, Logan Musey.
Musey, a key holdover from last year's ball club for Liberty, a second-team Southern Nevada performer. Really solid season for him in his junior year, hoping for a repeat here in his senior season. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. No, it'll be fouled. Just able to get just a piece of that one. Got moving here to 0-2 on Musey. So again, 1 out here in the top of the first. They do have Shields over there at third base after getting hit by a pitch to start things off. He's able to advance on a wild pitch over to second. Now over there at third base. Looks like he will probably be scoring here on a potential sacrifice fly. The throw coming in from center field will indeed be just a bit late. So that'll be the first run of this ball game, a sacrifice fly off the bat of Logan Musey. So score 1-0 here in the top half of the first inning with 2 outs. It brings up Keone Young, the designated hitter here for the Patriots.
At the plate, the designated hitter, number 38, Keone Young.
Jonah, a big bat in this lineup, batting .406 according to Max Preps, and looks like he's not even going to get a chance to show off that bat as he gets nicked on the arm. So 2 batters have been hit here in this inning. That will put him over there at first base with 2 outs. And able to cash in on the previous hit by pitch as Shields just scored on the sacrifice fly by Musey.
Number 19, Casey Capucci.
Brings up Casey Tabula here for the Patriots. The number 5 hitter in their lineup does take a strike for that first pitch. Tabula has not seen a ton of playing time. Oh my goodness, the ball is just getting away from Brody Duval as that's now the 3rd Patriot that's been hit by a pitch already in this ball game. So now we've got runners on first and second here with 2 outs in the top half of the first inning. 1 run already across here for Liberty.
The catcher, number 8, Christian Moser.
Brings up Christian Moser. Moser catching today for Liberty, and a big spot here for the number 6 hitter. An opportunity to extend their lead early in this ball game. Nice job by Romero to keep that one from scoring away too far and potentially putting 2 runners in scoring position. So count 1-0 on Moser. Another one that hasn't had a ton of playing time this season, batting .222 in his 11 plate appearances so far. Going to take a nice cut at that one and foul it away. Count moving to 1-1. Again, this is the second game of the Red Rock Classic for the Spanish Fork Dons, able to get the win last night against the Faith Lutheran Crusaders. A score of 8-3, had a massive 6th-run 5th inning that really propelled them to that win after a 2-run home run by Zach Dart in inning number 1. The bats went silent, but then really awoke in that inning, was able to capitalize on some kind of shoddy pitching from the Crusaders. A ton of walks in that particular inning, but did a nice job to build up a nice cushion and take that 8-3 win. So again, coming into this one on a 3-game win streak. The lone loss on the season coming against the Lehigh Pioneers. That one was a score of 7-6, a really tight ball game. So these Dons are really looking good so far here in the early part of the season. That one is fouled away over towards the Liberty dugout. Count now is full here to Moser. Again, 2 outs here in the top of the first. 1 strike away from getting out of this one. Instead, it's going to be a shallow fly ball that is going to land out in the outfield grass for a base hit. 1 run is going to score, and they had an opportunity to potentially get the guy out at second base. A throw off there by Dart. So a little bloop single there for Christian Moser. Brings in Keone Young and moves Tabula over there to third. So now a 2-run lead here for Liberty over Spanish Fork early on in this ball game. Brings up Kekoa Young here, their first baseman.
Number 24, Kekoa Young.
So Young up here, hoping to continue this little run here for the Patriots. He's going to pop this one up. Big fly ball out there, actually, to center field. The play is made out there. Liberty does get 2 runs across, so a early 2-0 lead here for the Patriots over the Dons here on Spanish Fork 17. As we get you ready for the bottom half of the first inning, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That is Lance Wilson State Farm, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, Clegg Auto, Triple T, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, Attorneys at Law. Again, I want to remind you that we do have another ball game coming up for you tonight that is going to be basically right after this one. They're going to get the field all prepped. It'll take about 15-20 minutes, but that game will be up against the Palo Verde Panthers, another team out in Nevada. That one's set to start at 7:30 p.m. It will most likely be a bit later than that, so just go ahead and keep the dial right here on Spanish Fork 17. Make sure that you tune in for that ball game, and make sure that you're getting all your friends and your family onto our YouTube page. Again, that's youtube.com/SpanishFork17. Make sure that they're watching this ball game, and make sure that they hit that subscribe button, join our Spanish Fork 17 family, so they not only get these excellent ball games, but have access to our entire library of fantastic content on our channel. So go ahead and make sure that they get tuning in on youtube.com/SpanishFork17. Get a nice look here at Nicholas Blakeney, who is pitching today here for the Patriots, the southpaw, getting an opportunity to throw here in the Red Rock Classic. Blakeney on the season does have 6 appearances, has 1 loss on the season, sporting an ERA of 3. It's pretty awesome for a freshman, already being leaned on fairly heavily by his coaching staff, already with now 7 appearances on the season. So certainly a guy that might want to keep an eye on here for the next couple of years. Again, already a big contributor as a freshman. So starting things off for Spanish Fork is going to be Will Dart, followed by Brody Duvall and Zach Dart. Dart is going to watch that one in there for ball 1. Dart was part of that 6-run 5th inning in yesterday's game, had an RBI triple in that one. He's going to send this one out to left field. It is going to be down for extra bases, most likely. He will make the round over there to second base, and he is going to be standing up with a 2 Jacks double to start things off for the Spanish Fork Dons. Just goes sailing right over the head of Philip Schamberger. And that is definitely how you want to see things start here for Spanish Fork. Nice extra base hit by Will Dart. It's going to bring up Brody Duvall, another guy that had a nice game yesterday, was our MVP Sports MVP of the game, as he had also had an RBI triple in that 5th inning and then scored on the 2-run home run by Zach Dart in the first. Duval's going to send that right up the middle, and is going to be beyond the glove of the second baseman and down for a base hit. He's going to try to advance over to second base, and he's going to be safe. Good heads-up running there by Brody Duval, able to advance on the throw there. Will go down as an RBI single, and it does score Will Dart over there from second base. So now the score 2-1. Spanish Fork picking up where they left off yesterday. Again, 8 runs coming across in that win against Faith Lutheran. And Brody Duval in particular, again, solid in that ball game. And now brings up Zach Dart, who had a 2-run blast. An absolute just crushed it out to right center. Duval in scoring position. He's going to slide back into second base after the pickoff move over there on the mound. Getting a nice lead over there at second base. And Dart over at first base today for the Dons. He's going to take a nice swing at that one and tip it for strike one. So again, Dart, the reigning 5A Player of the Year in Utah, had such a solid season as a junior, contributing not only at the plate, but really also on the mound as well. It was absolutely fantastic as they made that run that they made in the state playoffs, ending up with the 5A championship last year. Was such a crucial cog. Again, not only in the lineup, but also really on the mound to be able to secure that championship for Spanish Fork. But looking at an 0-2 count here with an opportunity to tie the ball game up. He's going to watch that one go low and outside, so count moving now to 1-2. It's Easton Romero due up next for Spanish Fork. Following him would be Dax Bringhurst. Oh, laced right down that first base line, but it is foul. So he'll stay at this 1-2 count as the bullpen catcher gives chase. And Dart 4 home runs last year, according to Max Preps, and already won early on here in the season. Unfortunately, don't have a ton of stats from Max Preps on the team this year. Really just the stats from last night's game are currently available. So don't know if he's hit any others this season, unfortunately, as that one is going to miss. So he was up the count here at 2-2. Again, Duval over there at second base after the RBI single, bringing in Will Dart to start the scoring here for Spanish Fork. They are down 2-1 here in the first inning, but currently no outs and a 1-2 count here to Zach Dart. He's going to get under that one and pop it over to third base. The play is going to be made, and that is going to be the first out of the inning. Lazy pop-up hit over there to third base. Dart will stay 0 for 1 in this ballgame, and Brody Duval will stay over there at second base. Still in scoring position and bringing up Easton Romero.
Number 13, Easton Romero.
Romero, a huge bat in the Dons lineup, and was the state playoffs MVP last year. Again, very, very critical part he played in their run to the championship last year. Does such a great job behind the plate as well. Plays a little outfield too, and popped 7 home runs last year, so certainly a big power bat, and in a big spot here, potentially with an opportunity to tie this ball game up. He's going to send this one out into shallow center. He's going to come up with it. Again, the sun was playing a bit of a factor in the game earlier for the third baseman. Would not be shocked if there was a little bit of sun action out there in left field as well, but nice play out there.
The third baseman, number 10, Dax Bringhurst.
Romero flies it out there, out to left center, and it brings up Dax Bringhurst, the third baseman here for Spanish Fork. See what he gets here for his first pitch. It's going to be a breaking ball that just didn't seem to want to snap back, so count moves to 1-0. Ty Creer due up next here for Spanish Fork. So 2 outs here and hoping to even up the score at 2-2. Potentially with the base hit, he's going to get just a little piece of that one, and count's going to move to 1-1.
Really? Oh, I've probably done it. Let's see here. Damn near 10 times. Oh no. Past 3 years here. It's not just pulling it out, but
1-1 pitch up coming here to Bringhurst. He's going to send this one foul. Looks like we're going to get another bleacher hit over here. So the count now moves to 1-2. So an RBI single by Brody Duval. The first run of the ball game for Spanish Fork. 2 runs coming across in the top half of the first for Liberty. So the score 2-1. And 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first. 1-2 pitch coming here to Bringhurst. It is going to be low end inside. Going to even up the count at 2-2. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. That one is also going to miss as the count now goes to full to Bringhurst. And Nicholas Blakeney on the mound for the Patriots. Southpaw freshman. Getting the start here against the powerhouse Dons. Big swing out there to left field. Is it going to carry over the fence? It sure is. Dax Bringhurst slams in a 2-run home run here in the bottom half of the first inning. Moonshot finds its way over that left field fence. And that's not just going to give Spanish Fork a tie. They are now in the lead here in this ball game, 3-2 after a big 2-run home run by the Dons' third baseman. Ball just kept on sailing. For Blakeney, you just got to shake that one off. That's just a fine piece of hitting there by Dax Bringhurst, able to just crush that pitch. And it's 325 out there to the left field fence, but it's also a high fence, and it went over the higher part of the fence, not over the slant there, as this thing is going to be sent foul by Ty Creer.
At the plate, center fielder, number 5, Ty Creer.
So 0-1 count here to Ty Creer after the 2-run home run by Dax Bringhurst. Brings the score to 3-2 in favor of the Dons. Creer is going to slap this one out to right field. And that is going to be caught, and that is going to be the end of the inning. RBI single by Brody Duval and a 2-run blast by Dax Bringhurst gives us a score of 3-2 for the Dons over the Patriots. We'll get you the second inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. Inning 1 in the books here so far in this ball game. It is the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Liberty Patriots as part of the Red Rock Classic down here in St. George, Utah. We are on the beautiful campus of Dixie State University and here at Bruce Hurst Field. Score is 3-2 here early in this ball game as we get the top half of the second. That one pumped in there for a strike by Brody Duval. A bit of a rough inning for him to start things off. Ended up hitting 3 batters in that first inning. Luckily for him, Liberty not able to fully capitalize on that. They did get a sac fly from Logan Musey. And they were also able to get a hit from Keone Young as well, as that's a nice little slap single there by Philip Schamberger.
At the plate, the third baseman, number 7, Connor Brown.
Brings up Connor Brown now for the Patriots. Number 9 hitter in their lineup. It'll be Connor Brown, then Jonah Shields. He shows bunt and then pulls away. So 1-0 to Brown. They're going to throw it over to first base. Nothing doing other than just getting Schamberger's jersey all dirtied up. So we got 1-0 count here to Brown after the leadoff single by Schamberger. He's going to spray this out to left field. That is a dangerous spot. AC's not going to be able to track it down. He does cut it off pretty nicely, so it does avoid potentially the runner from scoring over there. But it does end up being a nice piece of hitting there, a double by Connor Brown. Did move Schamberger over to third base. So now 2 runners in scoring position early on here in the top half of the second inning. And the top of the order back up here for the Liberty Patriots. It'll be Jonah Shields. Shields got hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance and then scored on the sac fly by Musey. That went in the dirt and dug up nicely by Romero, so count stays at 1-0. They certainly had potential to be a wild pitch, and good job there by Romero to keep that one close. That one would have scored a run. And yet another one that's going to be outside. So 2-0 to Jonah Shields. A view of Schamberger over there at third base. That one is going to miss as well. Verde Duval has really struggled with finding the strike zone here early in his pitching appearance. Has hit 3 guys already in this one and has really had to work deep in counts usually, as he is going to pump that one in there, though, for a strike. Shields certainly thought it wasn't. Was already heading on over to first, but he will climb back into the batter's box with a 3-1 count. 3-1 pitch from Duval is going to be swung on. Bringhurst will make the throw across the diamond. And Dart will keep his foot on the back, and that will be the first out of the inning, and able to hold the runners there at second and third. So ground out to third by Jonah Shields, the first out of the inning here in the top of the second. And it brings up Dylan Fisher. Fisher on the day 0 for 1.
Number 11, Dylan.
Grounded out to second in his first at bat. Good opportunity here to tie this ball game up with runners on second and third. He's going to pop this thing way up in the sky. Bringhurst is going to find his way out in foul territory and make the play. Been a busy inning for him over there at third base. 2 straight putouts over there by Bringhurst, and also has brought the thunder on offense as well. He has a 2-run home run that he just hit in the bottom half of the first. So nice ball game so far for Bringhurst. So one of the RBI guys up now for the Patriots in Logan Musey. That one is going to miss and sneak underneath the legs of Romero for ball 1. Again, Musey with that sac fly in the first inning. Base hit here by Musey would tie this ball game up and potentially give the Patriots an opportunity to take the lead here. He's going to swing and foul that one away, so count evens up at 1-1. That one is going to miss, so count now moving to 2-1. And Musey last year batted to the tune of 479, had 9 doubles, 14. My thing here says 14 RBIs and 23 RBIs. I'm assuming that one of those is runs. Probably scored 14 runs and had 23 RBIs would be my guess. So again, batting 479 though, that is extremely impressive. So definitely one of the main standouts here in this Liberty lineup. Certainly glad to have him back for his senior season. He's going to watch that one for ball 4. So the bases are now loaded here in the top of the second inning. Schamberger at third, Brown at second. Musey now over there at first base after the walk. So dangerous situation here for Brody Duvall. It is going to be tapped over to short. Dart will make the throw. And he will be out over there at second base as the Dons are able to get out of the bases loaded jam unscathed. Put up a 0 on the scoreboard here in the top half of the second inning. So the score is still 3-2, one run advantage for Spanish Fork over Liberty in this one on Spanish Fork 17. As we move on over to the bottom half of the second inning, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. 2 Jacks Pizza, Lance Wilson, State Farm, Clegg Auto, MVP Sports, Mikhail Thompson Hunter, Attorneys at Law, and Triple T, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. So able to get Young to ground out to short to end what was a threatening inning there for the Liberty Patriots. They instead leave the bases loaded, and it will be up to Blakeney to produce similar results for the Patriots. Gave up 3 runs in the bottom half of the first inning, an RBI single by Brody Duvall, and a 2-run jack by Dax Bringhurst. Absolutely bringing the thunder here in St. George. As again, the score is 3-2, so that 1-run advantage for the Dons heading on into the bottom half of the second inning. It'll be Cloward, Argyle, and AC due up for Spanish Fork. Hitters 7, 8, and 9 in their order.
Attention please. At the plate, the designated hitter, number 20, Kip Cloward.
Cloward, the starting pitcher in last night's game against Faith Lutheran. Not necessarily his best outing on the mound, but was able to get through 4 innings and only allowing the 3 runs to the Crusaders. Able to keep Spanish Fork in that ball game before they really blew things open in that 5th inning with that 6-run spot. So Blakeney with the pitch. And is going to be outside, so count moves to 2-0 on Cloward. That one, however, is going to find the outside part of the plate, so count moves to 2-1. So Liberty coming into this one 4-8 on the season. This thing is blooped out into shallow center. Oh, man, that would have been an absolutely spectacular play out there in center field by Logan Musey. Absolutely laid out for that thing, but just goes off of his glove and down out onto the outfield grass. So instead it will be a leadoff single for Kip Clower to start things off here in the second inning for the Dons.
At the plate, the second baseman, number 14, Seth Argyle.
It'll be Seth Argyle now for Spanish Fork, getting the start at second base today. It's that opportunity with Brody Duvall, the typical second baseman, on the mound today. Pickoff move by Blakeney. Brighton AC due up next here for Spanish Fork, and then the top of the order, Will Dart due up after him. Again, Liberty 4-8 on the season and in the same region as some big names. Oh, that is a nice bunt down the first base line. It will advance Kip Cloward over to second base. It's a little sacrifice bunt there by Seth Argyle. Does put a runner in scoring position now with one out in the bottom half of the second inning. It'll be number 15, Brighton AC. And AC out in left field today is able to track down a well-hit ball out there in the top half of the inning that potentially helped save a run. Doing a nice job out there in the field. Count is 0-1 to the Dons left fielder. Again, runner in scoring position for him is Cloward. Big swing at some high cheese there as the count now moves to 0-2. Just for reference, he is not in the lineup today, but Walker Evans is out in right field today for Spanish Fork. Sprayed foul over towards the bleachers. Will land right around the palm trees over there. So some other teams that are in this tournament that are in the same region as Liberty includes Faith Lutheran, who we saw last night. And also earlier today, they just played the American Fork Cavemen and lost that one 7-0. This one blooped out into shallow left. It's going to be down for a base hit, as Cloward will find his way over to third base, and Brighton AC will be on board with a one-out single here in the bottom half of the second inning. So now runners on the corners. Don's threatening once again here in the second inning and brings up Will Dart, who started off this ball game for Spanish Fork with a double.
At the plate, the shortstop, number 6, Will Dart.
And Dart with a nice game in yesterday's game against Faith Lutheran with that RBI triple. Another RBI opportunity here for the Dons shortstop with a runner over there at third base. Hoping to extend this Spanish Fork lead. We'll watch that one for ball one. Faith Lutheran, Liberty, and Arborview, teams that are here from the same region out in Nevada, the mountain region. Going to watch that one. That just finds that outside part of the plate for strike one, so count moves to 1-1. Brody Duvall and Zach Dart due up next here for Spanish Fork. Again, a 3-2 ball game here in the bottom half of the second inning. One-run advantage for Spanish Fork over Liberty. Blakeney on the mound, the lefty freshman for Liberty, tries to pick off AC over there at first base. A nice little move, but just a little late on it. It's a nice view of Dart getting ready for this 1-1 pitch. That one is going to be in the dirty dust, squirt away just a little bit there from Christian Moser, but does a nice job of collecting it, so no runners advancing on that particular play. So count now 2-1 to Will Dart. Already 1 for 1 in this ball game with that double. Blakeney with another move over there to first base. Don't want AC to also be in scoring position. And as the top of the order is now back up here for Spanish Fork. Another one that is going to miss by Blakeney, so great count here for Will Dart, 3-1. Cloward at third and AC at first. Another big opportunity here for Spanish Fork early in this ball game. Some early fireworks already with 3 runs. A 2-run home run by Dax Bringhurst. That one is fouled away. So count is now going to be full here to the Dons shortstop. And an RBI single by the guy on deck, Verde Duval, the other run accounting for the Dons so far in this ball game. So 3-2 pitch upcoming here from Blakeney. It's going to be fouled away. Sprays right over one of the big fans over here up and above the bleachers. In a successful tournament so far here for Spanish Fork with the win against Faith Lutheran. A ground ball up the middle, and he is going to be safe over there at second base. There's just enough of a bobble over there by Jonah Shields to make it so AC could find his way over to second base and be safe. So now it's a bases loaded situation here for the Dons on the fielder's choice there.
At the plate.
By Will Dart, so bases loaded for Brody Duval, who already has an RBI in this ball game, an RBI single that brought in Will Dart in the first inning. Can really help out his cause on the mound by blowing this game wide open with a base hit. That's a nice pitch by Blakeney, able to establish that inside part of the plate on the left-handed hitting Duval. That is a fantastic bunt there by Duval, and it's going to sail past the head of the first baseman. Runners are going to score here. They do send the second runner there, so wow. It's a weird sequence there, as that's going to be a bunt single there by Brody Duval that ends up bringing in 2 runs. There's a throwing error there over at first base. It will be a throwing error by the pitcher, Blakeney. As AC will score on that one as well. So AC and Dart coming in. The score now 6-2. As there's going to be a mound visit here. Now 3 runs have come across here in the bottom half of the second, tying up what they were able to do in the first inning. So now a big 4-run lead here for the Dons over the Patriots early in this ballgame on Spanish Fork 17. As you will not see a play like what you just saw very often, a bunt single by Brody Duval with a throwing error by the pitcher ending up bringing in some runs. It was looking like a nice sacrifice bunt. Instead, it ended up being 2 runs coming in on it, as it now brings up Zach Dart with another big RBI opportunity for the number 3 hitter in the Dons lineup. Crushed a 2-run home run in last night's ball game. Move over there at second base. Duval will stay over there. Dart committed to play for the BYU Cougars for his collegiate career. That one is in there for a strike. Him and his teammate on deck, Easton Romero, both committing to Mike Littlewood's team Another signee of the 2022 season, their former teammate Mason Olson, who transfers over from the College of Southern Idaho, will also be playing for BYU as well, as that one is in there for a strike. So 0-2 count here on Zach Dart. Duvall over there at second base in scoring position. 3 runs coming across already in the bottom half of the second inning. This one's sent right up the middle. Slow roller opportunity, but he's going to leg it out and beat it. It's another one that gets away from the first baseman, and that is going to score Duvall. So that's going to go down as a single there by Zach Dart, and then Duvall able to advance and score on the throwing error over there by the second baseman. So now the score 7-2. The Dons really showing out here so far in this ball game.
The catcher, number 13, Easton Romero.
That brings up Easton Romero, flied out to left field in his first at bat. So 0 for 1 on the ball game. A rough outing so far for the freshman southpaw Blakeney. This is not an easy lineup to have to go through again. Some really big bats in this Dons lineup. Key guys that really fueled their championship team last year, coming back for junior and senior seasons. So certainly a tall task for any pitcher to have to go through, as he's going to make a move over there, and Dart is going to be thrown out. A little too generous on his lead, and didn't quite read the pickoff move there by Blakeney, so he will be tossed out over there at first base. So that'll be 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second. So some big offense for the Dons so far. 3 in the first and 4 now in the second. But now with 2 outs and nobody on is Easton Romero. Looking at a 1-0 count. It's going to be plucked right on the lower back. Being a catcher, he is used to punishment, but it's still stings a little bit when you get hit by a pitch, regardless of where it's at.
At the plate, the third baseman, number 10, Dax Bringhurst.
It brings up Dax Bringhurst, who had that big 2-run home run in the first inning, a shot out to left field. Setting up for a potential another one now with Romero over there at first base. He's going to look at that one for strike 1. That's a nice pitch by Blakeney. I mean, you certainly want to be cautious around a guy that you just gave up a home run to, was able to nibble that outside part of the plate and establish that first pitch strike. That's a big thing for the freshman. Oh, that one shot right at him. Bringhurst with some velocity right up the middle. That's going to be a single for the Dons third baseman, starting off this ball game nicely, 2 for 2. Following up that 2-run home run with a 2-out single here in the bottom of the second inning. And it does move Romero over to second base. So Ty Creer now up for the Dons. 0 for 1 in this ball game. He flew out to right field to end the bottom half of the first. Has an RBI opportunity here. He's going to shoot one up the middle. This one is going to be collected, though, by the shortstop, and that is going to end the inning, but not before 4 runs come across here for Spanish Fork, as they really blow this thing open. The score 7-2 as we head on over to the third inning, which we'll get to when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson & Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork. or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. We are in inning number 3 of this ball game between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Liberty Patriots. A little shadow dancing we got from our camera crew. It is Adam and Brandon giving us their finest moves and dancing to some sweet soundtracks that we're getting from the booth up here. It's been a fun environment here down at Dixie State. They always put on a great tournament here in tandem with Dixie High. We always love coming down here for the Red Rock Classic. It's just such a fine and wonderful baseball atmosphere always down here in St. George, and it makes it even better when the Dons are producing, which is exactly what they're doing in this ball game. The score 7-2 as we're heading on over to the top half of the third inning. It looks like we have a pitching change early in this ball game here for Spanish Fork. It's going to be an early hook here for Brody Duvall, and
Your attention, please. At the plate, the right fielder, number 19, Casey Tabushi.
What number do we got for Spanish Fork on the bump?
So the pitch misses there. It is number 1, Walker Evans, coming in for Brody Duvall. He was out in right field to start this ball game off, and now he is on the mound here for Spanish Fork. This thing sent out into left is going to be down for a leadoff base hit here for the Patriots.
Number 1, Walker Evans. Now at the plate, the catcher, number 8, Christian Mosier.
So opting to go to the bullpen pretty early, as Duvall was a little erratic in this ball game. Ended up hitting 3 batters in that first inning and really was kind of struggling to find the strike zone. So wanted to get him out of this ball game early. Snap throw over there to first base by Romero. He will be safe over there. So it is Christian Moser up here for the Patriots, the catcher for Liberty.
Hey, would it be all right if we left a bit early? Because we have a game.
So 2-0 count here to Moser in inning number 3.
I reckon so. We don't have any shaggers at all.
That one is going to miss as well. So count now moving to 3-0 on the Patriots catcher. It'll be Kekua Young and Philip Schamberger due up next for the Patriots. That one is going to be in there for a strike. Definitely a needed pitch there for Evans. So 3-1 count to Moser. Liberty really hoping to cut into this Dons lead. Big innings in inning number 1 and inning number 2. 3 runs in the first and 4 runs in the second for Spanish Fork. That one is going to miss high and tight. So it'll be a walk there to Moser. So runners on first and second. That leadoff single by Tabula, and then a walk here issued to Moser. We'll bring up Kekua Young, and it will also prompt a mound visit. His coaching staff wants to go over some things with Walker Evans. And also probably talk shop as well with his infield defense. And Walker Evans just coming in relief of Brody Duvall starting this inning. Duvall able to get through the first 2 innings of this ball game, having only allowed the 2 runs. Did end up giving up 4 hits. And again, just really kind of struggled with the strike zone ended up hitting 3 batters in inning number 1 and was really having to work deep into counts. And so Coach Nelson opting to go to the bullpen early and bring in Evans. But Evans kind of trending in not a great direction after allowing a leadoff single and walking the next guy. Oh, blast out to left field. AC giving chase. He will track it down. Nice job there by the Dons left fielder to get to that one. Throw in over to second to prevent the extra base hit there, but and that one was an absolute blast out there by Young. Nice job by AC to track it down. So 1 out here in the top half of the third. So runners will be at the corners now. Tabula able to make it to third, but they do make a nice throw to keep Moser over there at first. It'll be Philip Schamberger now for the Patriots. Schamberger with a single in his first at bat, so 1 for 1 in the ball game. An RBI opportunity for him. That one is going to find the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Again, Schamberger, another one of the Patriots that has not seen a lot of regular time in the lineup thus far, but getting an opportunity here in the Red Rock Classic to be in the lineup. Again, he's out in left field today for Liberty. 0-1 pitch is going to be popped up. That's in a very dangerous spot. Nice job there to make the play. Slipping and sliding all over the place, though, over at second base. Seth Argyle, again, Brody Duvall, the usual second baseman for Spanish Fork, but with getting the starting nod, they elect to go with Argyle, who gets the start at second base, and staying over there even after Duvall has come off the mound. That brings up Connor Brown, who will watch that one in there for strike 1. Brown with a double in his first at bat. Was left stranded. So that one is swung on and fouled away. So now an 0-2 count to Brown. After a shaky first 2 hitters, it looks like Walker Evans settling in here in inning number 3. 2 straight outs to Young and Schamberger. Hoping to put Brown away here and put up another 0 on the scoreboard for Spanish Fork. This thing sprayed out into left. A busy day out there for Brighton AC. He tracks it down. That is going to be the end of the top of the third. Another 0 up on the scoreboard for the Dons. They maintain their lead at 7-2. As we head on over to the bottom half of the third inning, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That is Two Jacks Pizza, Clegg Auto, McKell Thompson Hunter, Attorneys at Law, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, and Lance Wilson State Farm. And we want to remind you that this first game here that we have is exactly that. It is part of a double header here on Spanish Fork 17. We've got another ball game coming at you right after this one. There will be some time in between games to be able to get the field ready, but it will be up against the Palo Verde Panthers. It is set to start at 7:30. The actual time of it will most likely be after that, with it being the late game here as part of the tournament. So go ahead and just make sure to go ahead and buckle in and be ready to watch yet another ball game here on Spanish Fork 17. The Palo Verde Panthers, a powerhouse team over there in Nevada. Not the best start to their season, but a great program, and it's always fun to be able to play some of these out-of-state teams as part of the Red Rock Classic, because it is Blakeney still on the mound here for the Patriots, as they're going to go ahead and ride the freshman here for another inning. It's been a rough outing here for him. Has already allowed 7 runs in this ball game, 3 in the first and 4 in the second. But they're going to go ahead and just let him pitch through it.
At the plate, the designated hitter,
So 7, 8, and 9 due up once again for Spanish Fork. Cloward, Argyle, and AC. Just like they started things off in the bottom half of the second. Time is called. Blakeney wants to rethink things and get himself set for this third inning. And the first pitch is coming, and it is popped way up into the sky. The first baseman kind of staggering around that one. Seemed like right at the end there, just didn't have the best read over there, but able to corral it in over there is Kakoa Young. So that's going to be the first out of the inning. Brings up Seth Argyle for Spanish Fork.
At the plate, the second baseman, number 14, Seth Argyle.
Argyle with a sac bunt in his first plate appearance, able to move Cloward over to second base. He's going to watch that one in there for strike one. So quick update on what's going on in Region 9. Just so you're aware of what's going on with some of Spanish Fork's rivals, which we'll get to after this play. That is going to be the second out of the inning. Little tapper ground out there to second by Argyle, so it will bring up Brighton AC. Spanish Fork again sitting at 6-1 on the season. Salem Hills at 4-3. Maple Mountain now sitting at 5-5, so right at even 500. Springville 4-6. Provo 2-5, and Wasatch 1-5. That one is going to miss low and outside there to Brighton AC, who had a single in inning number 2. This one slapped down into center field, but it will be caught, and that's a nice 1-2-3 inning from Blakeney, who had been roughed up in the previous innings, puts up a 0. So the score stays at 7-2. 5-run lead for the Dons over the Patriots as we head on into inning 4, which we will get to you when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 4 of this matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Liberty Patriots. As part of the Red Rock Classic down here in St. George, Utah, we are at Bruce Hurst Field. Always love being here on the DC State University campus and enjoying some baseball on Spanish Fork 17. The score is 7-2, a 5-run lead for the Dons over the Patriots. Bunt shown and then pulled back, but it will still be a strike to Jonah Shields. 1-2-3 in the Patriots lineup, due up here in inning number 4. Fisher and Musey due up. After Shields, this thing is sprayed foul, so quick 0-2 hole here to Jonah Shields. Walker Evans in relief of Brody Duval. This is his second inning of work. Another one shot foul, this one closer to the cages. Patriots certainly have to be pleased with Nicholas Blakeney, who, again, allowing 7 runs in the first 2 innings, but able to calm things down, gets a 1-2-3 inning in inning number 3 as we just saw Jonah Shields go down on strikes. That's the first strikeout of this ball game for any Spanish Fork Don hitter, any Spanish Fork Don pitcher, and it's only the heck. That's the first strikeout just of this ball game. Neither pitching staff had a strikeout up to this point, so that's a pretty crazy stat. As this thing is sent on over to second, Argyle collects and sends it on over to Dart. That is going to be out number 2, making quick work here in the top half of the 4th. Strikes out Shields, gets Fisher to ground out to second base. It brings up Logan Musey, who has a sacrifice fly in the first inning and a walk in inning number 2. Now we're going to be in the dirt. So count moves to 1-0. Musey, the senior standout on this Patriots squad. This thing bombed out to center field. Oh my goodness, what a catch out there in center field. Ty Creer able to track that thing down at the warning track. Makes a stupendous catch right there at the fence, and that is going to be the end of the top half of the 4th inning. Quick work. Strikeout, ground out, fly out. Score maintains for the Dons. 5-run lead, 7-2 here as we head on over to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That is Lance Wilson, State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, Attorneys at Law, Clegg Auto, and Two Jacks Pizza. Which it is getting to that time of day where when I say Two Jacks Pizza, I'm just like, oh, food. Food sounds absolutely fantastic. Hope that you all are able to make yourself some dinner right before this ball game, or you've got some time in between ball games to be able to make something. I certainly would love to have some barbecue chicken cheese sticks right in front of me, and maybe a nice large pizza. I would not be sad about it. I think we're potentially having corn dogs, I think, is what I heard. So I'm excited about that. Okay, fine. My producer Pete says that I'm not excited about it, and he's mostly right. But that's okay. We made it to our usual spot at Black Bear Diner this morning. I was able to get the Bigfoot, so I'm still pretty pleased with our food choices so far today. And so it's okay if we miss out on a meal or two. But if there happens to be any Spanish Fork fans in the St. George area that happen to be tuning in on YouTube, you could always hook the crew up here. We certainly would not be sad about it, and we'll eat just about anything. So you bring something, and we will chow down, and we will love you forever. So just throwing that out there. As we head on over to the, again, bottom half of the 4th inning, the score 7-2. That one is going to be taken inside there. Ball 1 to Will Dart. So top of the order now for Spanish Fork here in the bottom half of the 4th. Dart Duval and Dart Dewup. Again, solid ball game here for Will Dart. Had a double in inning number 1. And was the beneficiary of a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning, and he has scored in both innings as well. So 1-0 pitch upcoming from Blakeney, and it is going to be sent out into center for a base hit. The sharp hitting of Will Dart continues here in the Red Rock Classic. Now looking at a 2-for-3 ball game so far. And another opportunity to score potentially in this one. It brings up Brody Duval once again. Again, Duval starting this ball game for Spanish Fork, has then been replaced on the mound by Walker Evans, but will stay in the lineup, sitting there as the now designated hitter. Snap throw over to first base. Dart will be safe. They did pick off Zach Dart in the 2nd inning over there at first, so definitely want to be careful not to get too big of a lead here on Blakeney. He's got a pretty decent pickoff move. So no outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Another throw on over to first. And score 7-2. 3 runs coming across for the Dons in inning 1. 4 coming across in inning number 2. Biggest hit of the ball game belonging to Dax Bringhurst, who hit a bomb out to left field for a 2-run home run in that first inning. Time is granted there to Duvall to get himself set up here in this at-bat. 2 for 2 in the ballgame, 2 singles. RBI single in that first inning. This thing is sent out into left field, giving chase as the left fielder. It will be in foul territory. Certainly a great effort out there, but it was right there at the fence. That was a very, very long run there for Philip Schamberger. So instead it'll just be a loud strike. So the count is 0-1 to Duvall. So RBI single in the first, single in the second. Able to advance on a throwing error over to second base, and then was able to come home on a throwing error by the second baseman. Another pickoff move. A little more telegraphed than others. The count still sitting here at 0-1 to Duvall.
Yeah, dude, I love your pops, bro.
Popped up to the shortstop.
I love Cam.
And play is going to be made out there in very, very shallow center field by Jonah Shields. So that'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. As Duvall pops out to Shields. Brings up Zach Dart.
Number 18, Zach Dart.
Dart 1 for 2 in this ball game. He singled in his last at bat in the second inning and popped up to the third baseman in his first at bat in inning number 1. And was thrown out over there at first base. So was a little greedy on his lead and didn't quite read the pickoff move. So 5-run lead here for the Dons over the Patriots in inning number 4 of this game on Spanish Fork 17. Again, as part of the Red Rock Classic down here in St. George, Utah. Absolutely fantastic weather. Been sitting in the 80s, getting lots of sun, and absolutely loving it. So that one is going to miss there to Dart, so count is 1-0. Easton Romero due up next for Spanish Fork. Again, really the heart and soul of this team. The guy at the plate and the guy on deck really were key parts of their championship team last year, as another throw is made on over there to first base, and Will Dart will be safe. But yeah, very excited for this season with these two guys still at the helm for the Dons, along with guys like Brody Duvall, Will Dart, Dax Bringhurst, Ty Creer, Kip Cloward, like really just a bunch of studs on this Dons team. Would not be shocked to see them make another deep run in the playoffs this year, and maybe even have a better regular season than last year. Really went into state as the number 7 seed, and were able to rip and roar their way to the championship. Ended up being 9-5 in region play last year, so certainly not their best outing, but again, when it all mattered, they came through and able to take the championship. Pitch to Dart is sent way out in the sky, out in right field. The play is going to be made out there for out number 2. Sent a mile up into the sky. Collected by Casey Tabula.
At the plate, the catcher, number 13, Easton Romero.
So once again, Easton Romero now up for Spanish Fork. Was hit by a pitch in his last at bat and flew out to left in his first one. Blakeney has really kind of settled in here for the Patriots, and right as I say that, though, he then gives up a single to Easton Romero, and that was a dangerous opportunity there for the Patriots to potentially get Dart over there at second base, but Shields just not quite able to collect that throw from the outfield. So Dart will stay over there at second base. And Easton Romero will have himself a 2-out single here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Dax Bringhurst.
It brings up Dax Bringhurst, who is 2 for 2 in this ball game. Big 2-run blast in inning number 1 and a single in inning number 2. Making an early case for MVP Sports MVP of the game. See what he does here in at-bat number 3, and it will start off with a ball. Bringhurst, a very dependable bat in Coach Nelson's lineup. He's really stepped into a big role here for Spanish Fork. Really has an opportunity to shine, batting right behind the big bats of Dart and Romero. We'll have plenty of RBI opportunities, and will hopefully help the Dons extend out this lineup a bit more. And honestly, they've been so potent this year. They've just every game it seems like it's nearing double digits, and so it's a very fun offense to watch. And Bringhurst is a big part of that, as that one is going to be in the dirt for ball 2, and the count moving now to 2-1 to the Dons' third baseman. So runners on first and second, Dart at second, and Romero at first. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning, a 5-run lead still for the Dons over the Patriots. This one, a sharp one right to Shields. He will make the play, and Blakeney has now put up 2 scoreless innings here for the Liberty Patriots. So the score stays at 7-2, 5-run lead for the Dons over the Patriots. We'll get you inning number 5 when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson & Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Hi, welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 5 of this game between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Liberty Patriots as part of the Red Rock Classic. This is game number 2 for the Spanish Fork Dons, and this one coming away with a win 8-3 last night against the Faith Lutheran Crusaders. So already starting things off nicely here at the Red Rock Classic, and holding on to a 5-run lead here going into the 5th inning as we get a look at Walker Evans, who came in relief of Brody Duval and has been lights out for the most part here for the Spanish Fork Dons. Started off a little bit shaky with a leadoff single and a walk, but otherwise really has locked things down here for the Dons and really continued to silence these Patriot bats and made sure that they do not creep their way back into this ball game. Evans with that first pitch, and it is rocked out there in the left field. Again, a very busy day out there in left field for Brighton Acey, but he has done a nice job out there as Keone Young sends a line shot out there to left, but it is caught for out number 1.
At the plate, number 19, Casey Hakushi.
So it does bring up Casey Tabula, who's been hit by a pitch and has hit a single. This one is going to be fouled back. To 0-1 count on Tabula. He's been stranded at third both times. He's been on the base paths, 90 feet away from being able to score for his team. He squares up for a bunt there, pulls back, and it will just miss that outside part of the plate, so evens up the count here at 1-1. Walker Evans looking on. Again, solid so far here in relief of Duval. That is going to be sprayed out into shallow left. Nice little line drive hit there by Tabula for a base hit. So it's a 2-for-2 night here for the number 5 hitter in the Liberty lineup.
At the plate, number 8, Christian Mosier.
So Christian Moser now up for the Liberty Patriots, also having a decent day at the plate as well. 1 for 1, a single in the first and a walk in the third. So has been on both times. Now, if you like Moneyball, his on-base percentage is pretty solid, sitting at a 1.000. Who doesn't love that? And this thing is a towering fly ball out to center field. It's going to be caught by Creer. A couple loud outs in this inning for the Patriots. Line shot by Young, caught by AC, and this towering fly ball by Moser, caught out there in center field by Creer.
At the plate, number 24, Kikoa Young.
So Kikoa Young coming up now for the Liberty Patriots. 0 for 2 in this ball game. Would definitely like some different results here in at bat number 3. And Evans coming in relief with Duvall and has done a nice job. Does have a runner there on first with the 2 outs here in the 5th. His time is called right in the nick of time before that pitch happens. Young able to step back and collect himself. So Tabula over there at first base, 2 for 2 night for him. That one swung on. To 0-1 count here to Kikoa Young, playing first base today for Liberty. Runner is going. That one is going to be fouled away, though. Nice jump by Tabula. Looked like he was most likely going to be safe there and have a stolen base to his name. Instead, he will mosey his way back on over to first base. His count moves to 0-2 on Young. Walker Evans deals. It is going to be upstairs. Count now 1-2. So 1-2 pitch up coming from Evans is going to be outside. They're going to throw it on over to second base. Just a bit off there by Romero. Not a great jump there from Tabula, but it will work as ends up getting on over to second base. Gets the stolen base there. Looks like they almost weren't ready for that particular play, and then Romero ends up throwing it just over to the shortstop side of the bag. Pulls him away from a potential opportunity to make the tag. So count 2-2. Be high and tight. Oh, my apologies. I thought it's actually going to be a walk. Looks like we missed ball 1 potentially. So it's going to be a walk there to Kikoa Young. And Tabula will stay over there at second base. So Phil Schamberger now up for the Patriots. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Single in the second and popped up to second in his second at bat in the 4th, and he will take that one on the outside part for strike 1. A little update on what's going on just in general in 5A of Utah. A couple of teams to keep an eye on would be Skyline, currently sitting at 3-0, Payson at 6-1, Bountiful at 4-1, Murray at 4-1, Highland at 4-1, and then the Lehigh Pioneers, who have the lone victory against the Dons, sitting at 8-2 on the season. Lehigh is usually a team that will sometimes even seed down here at this Red Rock Classic, as that one is going to miss in the count, now moving to 2-1 on Schamberger. Beginning an early non-region game against the Pioneers and losing that ball game 7-6, so certainly a close ball game that Spanish Fork was right in. But otherwise, it's been, as I said at the top of the broadcast, a very successful season to start things off for the Dons in defense of their championship last year. A 9-2 win over Canyon View, 8-7 win over Uinta, 10-0 win over Syracuse, 12-6 win over Bingham, a 10-9 win over Mountain Ridge that just got reported last night, and then the first game of the Red Rock Classic for the Dons, an 8-3 win over Faith Lutheran, and trending in the right direction here in inning number 5 with the 7-2 lead here over the Patriots. This time is going to be called. A couple more opportunities to get some wins here down in St. George with the game against Palo Verde coming up after this one, and then a date with Coronado at 2:30 in the afternoon tomorrow. Schamberger takes the walk, and the first bit of real danger here for Walker Evans. It will prompt a mound visit as they are going to discuss over things with the infield and talk over things specifically with Walker Evans again, who's come in relief of Brody Duvall and done a pretty good job. No runs allowed so far for the relief pitcher through 2 2/3. Does have the lone strikeout in this ball game to Jonah Shields, that happening in the 4th inning. But otherwise has limited the damage. And for the most part, has not had a ton of traffic on the base paths either, but 2 straight walks here given to Young and Schamberger, and then a single by Tabula to get things rolling here in the 5th inning for the Patriots. Now bases loaded with 2 outs, and brings up Connor Brown, who had a double in his first at-bat. Did fly out to left in his last at-bat in the 3rd, but certainly, even though he's the number 9 hitter, has an opportunity here and has some pop in his bat to be able to potentially squeak Liberty back into this ball game. But that's going to be a great pitch there. Absolutely great pitch there from Walker Evans, catching that outside part of the plate for a strike. So 1-1 count here to Brown. That one finds the inside part of the plate. Count moving to 1-2. A view of the runner over there at third base. It is Tabula over there. Young at second and Schamberger at first. That one's going to be upstairs, so count evens up at 2-2.
Well, congrats. I wish I was there.
So Liberty, a 4-8 squad on the season. Would love to find a way to get back in this ball game. Big opportunity here with the bases loaded to really cut into this 5-run lead that the Dons have. And now Brown looking at a full count with these 2 outs and the bases loaded in the top half of the 5th. And he's going to get plunked by a pitch. That is certainly not what you want to see from Walker Evans. Tabula will come in. Young will move to third, and Schamberger will move to second. The bases are still loaded here in the top half of the 5th. That's the first run to come across for the Patriots since the 1st inning. That is going to be the hook here for Walker Evans. And this is going to be a tough relief call here to the bullpen, as he will inherit the bases loaded. That is going to be going to be number 8, Ethan Dorr coming in relief.
Your attention, please. Now pitching the Spanish Fort. Number 8, Ethan Dorr.
So Walker Evans gets through 2 2/3 in this ball game. He is responsible for all of the runners currently on. And will be charged with the run that just came across on the hit by pitch. So Ethan Dorr up in a big spot here for Spanish Fort, coming in relief of Evans, and tasked with getting them out of this bases loaded jam here in the top half of the 5th inning. This feels like a really, really big spot in this ball game. One of those momentum shift type opportunities here for Liberty, having scored 1 run already here with the bases loaded, and an opportunity for them to really, really cut into this lead. Already now cut down to 4, but a base hit potentially making this just a 2-run ball game.
So much for our 10 run.
So Dorr in relief here, and he pumps in strike 1. To Jonah Shields. So top of the order again here for the Patriots. Not the best of games here for Shields in this one. Oh, that one is definitely outside. The count now will move to 1-1 on Shields. 0 for 2 in this ball game. Got hit by a pitch to start the ball game and did score in that first inning. Has since grounded out to third base and struck out in his last at bat in the 4th. But a big opportunity for the leadoff hitter for the Patriots. Big spot. He's going to spray this one foul out to the bleachers, right in front of a couple fans over here on the right side of the field. Their count moving to 1-2 now on Shields. Again, the bases are loaded here. This is a big spot here for Liberty, needing to cut into this now 4-run lead by the Dons while they can. Big RBI opportunity with one of their better hitters up. Pitch upcoming. Oh, it's going to just barely miss. Thought that he kind of caught that upper inside part of the plate, but it goes down as a ball, so count moves to 2-2. Dylan Fisher due up next for the Liberty Patriots. Would be Logan Musey due up after him. This one is fouled away. Decent pitch there from Dorr. And this is not an easy situation to come into. It's having to try to lock things down with the bases loaded. After watching Walker Evans really get through 2 innings very cleanly, then having to come in and kind of be the next man up with the bases loaded can be a tough task, because now the count is full here to Shields. Just got to think about that one pitch that you can make that'll get you out of this inning. What's the best pitch you got? That's the pitch that you need right here with this full count on Jonah Shields. Oh, and it's going to just miss. Looks like it could have potentially been called a strike there, catching that inner part of the plate. Instead, it'll be a bases-loaded walk, as everybody will shift on over to their next base. It'll be Young scoring on that one. Schamberger now at third, Brown at second, and Jonah Shields now at first base on the RBI walk. Brings up Dylan Fisher, who is 0 for 3 in this ball game. It's going to be a grounder over to short, and that is going to get the Dons out of this inning. 2 runs coming across, though, for the Patriots, so they cut into that 5-run lead. It's now a 3-run lead for the Dons over the Patriots as we head on over to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That is 2 Jack's Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, McKell Thompson Hunter Attorneys at Law, and Clegg Auto. want to remind you that this is the first of 2 ball games here tonight for the Spanish Fork Dons on Spanish Fork 17. After this ball game, we will get you the game up against the Palo Verde Panthers. That one's set to start at 7:30. It will most likely be after that, seeing as that right now it is 7:15 and we're not even through the 5th inning. So we'll see when this one actually starts, but we will be getting that one live to you when it is live here on Spanish Fork 17. So make sure to keep your station dialed in to Spanish Fork 17 and make sure that your stream is still going to be streaming what you want it to be, which should be Spanish Fork 17. Again, a reminder to get your friends and your family all onto our YouTube page. That's youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. Make sure that they mash that subscribe button and become a part of our Spanish Fork 17 family, which includes a lot of great Spanish Fork and Maple Mountain sports and sporting events, but also all of our other fantastic content that we do on Spanish Fork 17. So make sure that they subscribe at youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. And in for a 5th inning of work here is the left-hander, Nicholas Blakeney. Again, giving up 7 runs in the first 2 innings, but has since really kind of settled into this ball game. Has put up a couple zeros here in the 3rd and the 4th inning, and so certainly for the Patriots, they'd love to see him get through 5 and put up another 0 on the scoreboard and really keep them squarely in this ball game now that they've eked their way to just a 3-run deficit here in this ball game. It's a swing and a miss there from Ty Creer. So Creer 0 for 2 in this ballgame, flew out to right in his first at-bat and grounded out to short in his second. And right now in at-bat number 3, he's looking at a 1-1 count after that nice pitch there by Blakeney. Yeah, a little surprised to see the southpaw freshman still on the mound here for the Patriots, but opting to just go ahead and ride him and let him get some innings here in the Red Rock Classic as he gets Creer to pop out in foul territory to the first baseman for out number 1. He'll bring up Kip Cloward, designated hitter today here for the Spanish Fork Dons.
The designated hitter, number 20, Kip Cloward.
Cloward 1 for 2 in this ball game. He hit a single in the 2nd inning to start things off for the Dons and ended up scoring in that 4-run 2nd inning. He did pop out to first in his last at-bat in the 3rd. The count is 1-0. Watch that one go into the dirt, so count now moving to 2-0. Cloward, the starting pitcher in last night's game against the Faith Lutheran Crusaders, got through 4 innings, only allowing 3 runs. Kept the Dons right in the ball game before they had a big explosion in the 5th inning, scoring 6 runs. So definitely did his job on the mound for the Dons. After fouling that one away, it is a now 2-1 count. Big swing and gets just a little piece of that one and sends it to the backstop, so count evens up here at 2-2. Seth Argyle and Brighton AC due up next here for Spanish Fork. Again, the bottom part of the order here now. Cloward, the number 7 hitter in the Dons lineup. 2-2 pitch up coming from Blakeney. Sent over to the shortstop. Shields collects it and makes the throw across the diamond. That's going to be out number 2 in the inning. Good play over there at shortstop by Shields. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning as Blakeney really has found his groove here since, again, those 7 runs coming across in the first 2 innings. Has now pitched 2 2/3 scoreless innings since then. Has looked a lot more in command out there. Argyle is going to watch that pitch low and inside for ball one. Argyle on the day 0 for 1. Grounded out in his last at bat. Second base. Had a sacrifice bunt in inning number 2. He's going to pop this one out into center. Center fielder is going to call everyone off and going to make the play. So another quick inning there for Blakeney. Sends him down 1, 2, 3. So the score now 7-4. Liberty cutting into this lead by the Dons. We'll get you inning number 6 when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport: paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. We've got the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Liberty Patriots as part of the Red Rock Classic. Down here in St. George, Utah, we are at Brucehurst Field here at the beautiful campus of Dixie State University. It's been a fun ball game so far for Spanish Fork. The score 7-4, still a 3-run lead for them. Liberty able to get 2 runs across in the top half of the past inning after going scoreless through the 3 previous. And it started off this ball game with a 2-0 lead in the top half of the first. Then the Dons getting their runs early in this ball game, 3 in the first inning and 4 in the second inning. And leading things off here for the Patriots, view of him right there is Logan Musey, their star center fielder. This count is now 1-2 on him. Be Musey, Young, and Tabula do up here in the top half of the 6th for the Liberty Patriots. Hitters 3, 4, and 5. Heart of the lineup for the Patriots. A little weak grounder right down that first base line. It will find its way foul, though. Would have been an easy out over there for Dart. Just step on the bag. But finds its way foul, so Musey stays alive with the count 1-2. Musey, a second-team All-Southern Nevada guy last year. Very solid junior year for him. Oh, wow. Yikes. Look out. That one. Man, right at the noggin. He's going to need to shake that one off. My goodness. That's a dangerous pitch right there. So, looks like he's okay and safe, but wow, yeah, I've been in those shoes before with a pitch right at the face, and it's never pleasant.
The designated hitter, number 38, Keone Young.
Brings up Keone Young, 1 for 3 in this ball game. Singled in the first and scored. A couple outs in his last at-bats. Grounded out to short in inning number 2 and hit a rocket out to left that was caught by AC in the 5th. So Musey hit by a pitch to start things off for Liberty here in the 6th inning. And designated hitter Keone Young now up. Pickoff move over there to first. Nothing doing. So it's a 1-0 count here to Keone Young in inning number 6. Ethan Doerr on the mound after coming in relief of Brody Duvall. Another move over there to first. So after giving up 7 runs, though, Nicholas Blakeney has really locked things down here for the Liberty Patriots. Has put up 3 scoreless innings after that. And, man, now Ethan Dorr is starting to lose his control here. That's 2 straight guys that have now been hit by him. Brings the number now up to 6 batters that have been hit here today for the Patriots. And that is going to prompt a pitching change here. We'll let you know who that is once we know who that is, but we do know as of right now that that is the end of the night for Ethan Dorr, who came in relief of Brody Duval. Was able to mostly get out of that bases loaded jam. Did end up walking in 1 runner, but now has kind of lost control here after hitting the last 2 guys. So it'll be Will Dart now coming in relief, the typical shortstop, but coming in relief here today. It's going to be the 4th pitcher for Spanish Fork. So having to dip into the bullpen early and frequently here in this ball game, which certainly was not the hope going into this one, hoping to preserve some arms for the game against Palo Verde, and along with that, the game tomorrow against Coronado. But it will be Will Dart now warming up here, making sure that Spanish Fork can close the door here on Liberty and maintain this 3-run lead. So Dorr just working through a third of an inning. Hit 2 batters and allowed a walk. The run being charged to Walker Evans. So 2 runs on Walker Evans and 2 on Brody Duval. The 4 runs for the Patriots. Dart will inherit a runner on first and second base that would be charged to Ethan Dorr should they come across. Certainly not what he is planning on, hoping to be able to come in and, as I said, shut the door on this Patriot offense before it really truly gets started here in the 6th. But it'll be the hot-hitting Casey Tabula coming up, though, for the Patriots. He's 2 for 2 in this ball game. Was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. And has a single in the 3rd and a single in the 5th. Did score in the 5th inning. So 3-run lead for the Dons over the Patriots here on Spanish Fork 17 after the pitching change. Will Dart now in and gets a swing and a miss there from Tabula for strike 1. Christian Moser due up next here for the Patriots. Oh, man, it's just been a hit fest here in the wrong way for the Dons, as that is now the 7th guy that's been hit by a pitch in this ball game for the Patriots. And that's just a lot of free runners on base, but also a lot of bruises over there for the Patriots. As Tabula gets nicked for the 2nd time in this ball game. So it'll move Young over to 2nd and Musey over to 3rd. And now it really is a tight situation here for the Patriots with the bases loaded. And it's Christian Moser now up for Liberty. He is 1 for 2 in this ball game, a single in his first at bat. He's going to take a nice healthy cut at that one, though, for strike 1. Walked in the 3rd and flew out to center. A very loud out there to center in the 5th inning. allowed out would be a sac fly in this situation. So there are still no outs here in the top half of the 6th inning. Oh, that one grooves in there for another strike. So nice job here by Dart, working it to an 0-2 count here on Moser. Oh, 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, able to get him to chase the high heat for strike 3. That's just the second strikeout in this ball game for both sides. Just kind of weird in today's baseball. You see quite a bit of strikeouts, but just the second one of the ball game. But in a big situation, though, as Dart able to get Moser down on strikes, and it brings up Kakoa Young, who fouls that one away. So count could be 0-1. Young 0 for 2 on the day. Was successful in his last at bat, took a walk and scored as part of that 2-run 5th inning for Liberty. He's going to spray it out in the shallow left. That's going to be a base hit for Young, as they will cut into this Spanish Fork lead on the RBI single by Kakoa Young. Now the score 7-5. As what kind of was shaping up to be an easy ball game here for the Dons. If you looked at the score after 2 innings, 7-2, you really thought the Dons might be able to run away with this game. Instead, Nicholas Blakeney blanked out the Dons for 3 innings, and they've just kind of slowly crept their way back into this ball game. 2 runs in the last inning, another run coming across now here in the 6th, and that one is going to miss high and tight to Phil Schamberger. Schamberger 1 for 2 in the ball game, a single in the 2nd, popped out to 2nd in the 3rd, and took a walk in the 5th. Time is going to be called. Bases are still loaded here, with Musi coming across on the RBI single by Kakoa Young. That one fouled away. So 1-1 count here to Schamberger. There'll be a discussion here between Romero and Dart, trying to give him some encouragement here in this really tight situation. This a big momentum moment here for both teams. The Dons hoping to hold on to their 2-run lead, and for Liberty, one swing at the bat could tie this ball game up here late in the 6th. And what looked like a game that Spanish Fork pretty much had in the bag after 2 innings. Now it's a really tight one here on Spanish Fork 17. I hope that you like some drama, and we hope that you took your heart medication. So it's a 1-1 count here with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Dart with the pitch here. It's going to be swung on and missed by Schamberger. And another discussion here between Romero and Dart makes me think that maybe they're struggling with their signs potentially. Just want to make sure, got it dialed in is what pitch is what and what they're wanting to do here in this situation. So again, the bases are still loaded here. Dart coming in relief of Ethan Dorr, who only made it through a 1/3 of an inning and kind of started off this inning in the wrong way with a couple guys getting hit by a pitch. And Dart also has hit someone in this inning, so 3 guys were hit in this inning, kind of similar to what happened in the first inning with 3 guys getting hit as well. Dart with the pitch and is going to be spoiled there by Schamberger, so the count will stay at 1-2. So one swing of the bat here for Liberty could tie this ball game up, whereas one pitch will get the Dons even closer to securing this victory, and that is a fantastic pitch there from Will Dart. Just zooms that one right into the strike zone right there on that lower outside part of the plate. Perfectly executed pitch for strike 3, and that's his second strikeout of the ball game and just the third strikeout of the ball game for everybody. It'll be a pinch hitter coming in here for Connor Brown.
At the plate, number 1, Brett Matson.
What do you got? 1, 2, 3.
Brett Matson is what I've got.
Just went 1, 2, 3 to strike out. And
Any other Danny?
What they gave up.
Pinch hitter will be Brett Matson for the Liberty Patriots. So coming in to hit for Connor Brown, who, had a double in the second inning, but, definitely if you want an opportunity here to pinch hit, this is the right one for the Patriots, as that one is going to get away a little bit from Romero, but not too far away, so count stays fairly clean here for them at 1-0.
The guys that want to get innings come in and then stick it out. Well, it's not good.
So Matson, a regular in their lineup, but just not starting today, batting .500 on the season. So certainly a guy that you want up in this situation as he fouls that one away. So the count evens up here at 1-1. So 16 hits in 32 at-bats, 7 RBIs on the season, and has a home run. I think you can imagine how crazy it would be if he hit a grand slam here. He's going to send that one right in between the third baseman and shortstop, and it's going to go down for a base hit. And that's going to tie this ball game up. So pinch hitter Brett Matson comes in the clutch here for the Liberty Patriots, and this ball game is all tied up at 7 here in the 6th inning. Man, what a turn of events here for the Dons, who again have scored 7 runs early in this ball game, but since have been blanked out in the last 3, and it's been a big rally opportunity here for the Patriots, scoring 2 in their last inning and now 3 here in the top half of the 6th. And man, this is a game that seemed like it was going to be a snoozer is now turned into a cardiac arrest here on Spanish Fork 17. As the first pitch there to Jonah Shields is going to be a ball. So Kako Young over there at second base, and Brett Matson with the big 2-run single to tie this ball game up. As Dart is going to get that one in there for a strike. So count evens up here at 1-1. Again, Dart just an out away from getting them out of this inning, but man, what a turn of events here with the 5 runs coming across in these last 2 innings for the Liberty Patriots. That one is going to be fouled away. So count 1-2 to the Patriots shortstop and leadoff hitter. Was part of the scoring in the 5th inning. Took an RBI walk. Is otherwise 0 for 2 in the ball game. Slapping that one foul. So Will Dart really needing a quality pitch here on this 1-2 count to get them out of this inning and get the bats going in the bottom half of the 6th inning. This ball game all tied up now, 7-7. 3 runs coming across. 2 runs just coming across on the pinch hit 2-run single by Brett Matson. 1-2 pitch there from Dart is going to be sent high out into center field. Career will camp under it, and that will be the end of the top of the 6th for the Dons. A scary inning there as 3 runs come across for the Patriots. And this ball game is all tied up 7-7 as we head on over to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That's 2 Jacks Pizza, Clegg Auto, Lance Wilson State Farm, Mikkel Thompson Hunter, Attorneys at Law, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and MVP Sports. And in quite the other turn of events, it is still Nicholas Blakeney on the mound here for Liberty. Again, allowed the 7 runs to start off this ball game in the first 2 innings, but has since really settled down for the Patriots. Has put up scoreless innings in the last 3. And it really looked like his night was going to be over after 2 innings, and I was shocked they came out in inning number 3. And each subsequent inning, I've been like, is this going to be the inning? But the freshman southpaw still out there, and he's done a good job to keep his ball club in this game. Again, an early 7 spot on you, and a 5-run deficit after those 2 innings. We'll chase most guys, but here he is confidently throwing here in inning number 6. It will be Brighton AC, Will Dart, and Brody Duval up in the 6th inning here for Spanish Fork.
Number 15, Brighton AC.
So AC 1 for 2 in this ball game, a single in the 2nd and a sharp liner out to center in his last at bat in the 3rd. You will watch that one go just a bit low for ball 1. So hitters 9, 1, and 2 in the order for Spanish Fork, and they would love to be able to retake the lead here after watching Liberty tie this ball game up on that 2-run pinch hit single by Brett Matson. This counts 1-1 after a great pitch there by Blakeney. So 1-1 pitch upcoming here to AC. He's going to foul that one away. Gets just a little piece of that one, so the count moves to 1-2. So 2nd game of this Red Rock Classic for the Spanish Fork Dons. In a tight one here, all tied up at 7 in the bottom of the 6th. Again, getting the first win of the tournament last night against the Faith Lutheran Crusaders. Another ball game due up for you after this one against the Palo Verde Panthers, and a date with the team from Coronado tomorrow at 2:30. Count is now 2-2 on AC. And he's going to slap this thing out in the shallow center. He's going to start things off right here in the 6th inning for the Spanish Fork Dons. A leadoff single for the number 9 hitter. Now 2 for 3 in this ball game, and he's made some fantastic plays out in left field too. So Brighton AC having a nice ball game here for Spanish Fork.
At the plate, number 6. Will.
Another guy having a nice game as well as Will Dart, who had a double in that 1st inning and scored on an RBI single by Brody Duval. Grounded into a fielder's choice that he was able to stay on. He's going to square for the bunt, and it is going to be down. The only choice is going to be to go to first base. So nice job there by Will Dart to advance AC over to second base and get him into scoring position for the big bats in this lineup. The first of those being Brody Duval, who is 2 for 3 in this ball game.
Brody Duval.
RBI single in the 1st, single in the 2nd. Did pop up to the shortstop in his last at bat, but certainly one of the best bats in this Dons lineup. They're going to intentionally walk him to put on the force play at all of the bases. Probably a smart move. So the intentional walk given to Duvall. So AC will stay over there at second base. Duvall over at first. The one questionable thing about this is you're now bringing up the reigning 5A Player of the Year in Utah in Zach Dart. And you're just putting on an extra runner for him. So that you could question that call in that sense, as that one is piped in there for a strike. But certainly the numbers say, hey, let's create forces at each bag and also potentially give us an opportunity to get a double play and end the inning. But the dangerous bat of Dart is not one that you want to deal with right after intentionally walking someone. Oh, man, beautiful pitch there from Blakeney. Just finds that inside part of the plate. Solid breaking ball for strike two. So 0-2 count here on Zach Dart with one out in the bottom half of the sixth. Again, the ball game all tied up here at 7. The big RBI opportunity with AC at second. Duvall over at first. 0-2 pitch up coming. Going to be in the dirt. It's going to squirt away. So now it's going to be 2 runners in scoring position. And the force out no longer there. And it also moves the count to 1-2. So AC now at third and Duvall over at second. And it looks like they are going to continue to pitch to Dart. So they will not give him the free base on balls. 1-2 pitch. Lined right at the first baseman, and runners will have to retreat. Line shot right over there to first base. Well hit, but played nicely over there by Young.
At the plate, number 13, Easton.
So a line out to first, being the second out of the bottom half of the sixth. But the Dons still threatening here with 2 runners on, 2 in scoring position at second and third, and another dangerous bat here, the cleanup hitter Easton Romero now up for Spanish Fork. It's time for a mound visit. So it's been, as I've been talking about here for the last couple innings, just a really solid outing for Nicholas Blakeney, who, again, 7 runs allowed in the first 2 innings, including a 2-run home run by Dax Bringhurst in inning number 1. I just really thought that he was going to get chased after those first 2 innings, but instead he's held his ground and has put up 0 since then. And this is really the first time since those first 2 innings that the Dons have really threatened. He's had a couple of 3-up, 3-down innings as part of the 3 shutouts that he's thrown. But Easton Romero, a massive bat in this Spanish Fork lineup. 7 home runs last year. Tons of extra base hits. Was the 5A state MVP last year. Very clutch guy in a very clutch situation here for Spanish Fork. Giving chase, but out of play. So count 0-1.
Please help us out by returning all foul balls to the dugouts.
The slugging catcher in a very big situation here at the Red Rock Classic. Would love nothing more than to see him cash in on this RBI opportunity. A hit will help them retake the lead. He's going to watch that one for a ball, so evens up the count at 1-1. So lefty on lefty situation here in the bottom of the sixth. Easton Romero 1 for 2 on the ball game. Does have a single in his last at bat. He's going to watch that one low and outside. So now 2-1 count. Dax Bringhurst, the man with the home run in this ball game, a 2-run blast in the first inning. Due up next here for the Dons. They certainly would love to have him come back up. Now at this point, if the Dons do get a run across, it will most likely be the ball game, as Romero does foul tip that one away. So Blakeney 1 strike away from keeping his ball club in this game. Score all tied up at 7-7. The pitch upcoming. Romero is going to send this one out in the left. And that is going to be caught. And we are going to go on to the 7th inning here. The score all tied up at 7. Patriots able to roar back into this one. We'll get to the 7th inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Hi, welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 7 of this game between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Liberty High Patriots as part of the Red Rock Classic down here in St. George, Utah. What looked like a potentially easy ball game here for the Spanish Fork Dons has turned into a tie ball game here in the 7th inning. The score 7-7. 5 runs coming across in the last 2 innings for the Liberty Patriots. After, again, a ripping and roaring start for the Dons, 3 runs coming across in the first and 4 coming across in the second. They were looking like it was going to be cruise control here for them and getting an easy win to then get ready for their game against Palo Verde. Instead, it's been the Patriots showing the no-quit attitude and able to get themselves back in this ball game and now have an opportunity here in the top half of the 7th to retake the lead after leading this game 2-0 after the top half of the first.
The second baseman, number 11, Dylan Fisher.
It'll be Dylan Fisher, Logan Musey, and Keone Young, 2, 3, and 4 in the Patriots lineup here in the top half of the 7th. Will Dart is going to miss on that pitch for ball 1. Again, Dart coming in relief here in the 6th inning as he pumps that one in there for a strike. Was able to get 2 strikeouts in that last inning, but unable to get out of that jam and allowing 2 runs as that one rides that inside part of the plate for strike 2. That one's going to be in dirt, swung on, and that is going to be out number 1. So 3 strikeouts now for Will Dart. So it'll be another pinch hitter.
Number 2, Logan Musey.
I apologize, not a pinch hitter. I'm just getting a little bit ahead of myself. It's Logan Musey, who's had a not necessarily spectacular day at the plate, but has been solid nonetheless. Has had a sac fly in the first inning, took a walk in the second inning, flew out to center. Pretty hard hit fly ball out there to center in the 4th, and then got hit by a pitch and did score in the 6th inning. So Fisher going down on strikes to start off things here in the 7th, and Musey looking at a 2-0 count. He's going to pop this thing up, and it will be foul. So count now 2-1 on the number 3 hitter in this Patriots lineup. And the Patriots coming into this matchup 4-8 on the season. Have faced some pretty stiff competition so far in their schedule, as this one is popped up. And oh my gosh, that's just some massive miscommunication there by the Dons. It looks like Dart just didn't even see where the ball was and kind of retreated over to first base and covered up. And man, that one is That one is unfortunate, as that one clearly should have been caught by somebody. Dart was probably the closest to it, had he been able to get a beat on it, but it just like he lost it up in the sky, and so really that should have been Argyle's ball, but nobody really making a play for it. So that'll put Musey on. They will charge that one as an error. This thing slapped out into foul territory. Dart gives chase. Oh, and it's going to be so close. Just not able to corral that one in. So potentially two really big unfortunate breaks there for the Dons, with a pop-up in the infield. Just miscommunication leading to Musey being over at first base, and then Dart just not quite able to corral that pop-up out in foul territory. That's two potential outs there that the Dons are missing out on. So count moving to 0-1 on Young, who is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Was one of 3 Patriots that got hit in the last inning by a pitch. He did end up scoring. And did have a single in the first, and was part of the 2 runs that scored there as well. So again, 7-7 ball game here on Spanish Fork 17. 5 runs coming across in the last 2 innings for Liberty. They are going to try to get over to second base. They do, and it squirts away from the Dons infield, and it's going to be some miscues being the thing that starting to doom the Dons here a little bit here in the 7th inning, as the throwing error there by Easton Romero gets the go-ahead run 90 feet away. So a big spot here for the cleanup hitter in the Patriots lineup, Keone Young. His time is called. As that pop-up that just got caught in between Dart, Argyle, and Dart, and no one really making a play on it. Potentially a big problem here in the 7th inning, as that one was fouled away, and the count is now 1-2 on Young. So Dart still on the mound here for the Dons. Has a great arsenal of pitches. Again, has 3 strikeouts in his relief appearance. Certainly has the stuff, and as I say that, he then gets another one. That's Dart's 4th strikeout in his 1 2/3 worth of innings. No, 1 1/3 worth of innings. So now to be 2 outs here in the bottom of the top of the 7th inning. The go-ahead run sitting over there at third base for Liberty. And that pitch is going to miss outside to Casey Chabula, who has had a very productive day at the plate. 2 for 2, has 2 singles, and has been hit by 2 pitches. So he's been on every single time, and did score in that 6th inning. Was the tying run that scored here for Liberty. A nice patient approach here from the number 5 hitter in the lineup. The count is now 2-0. So Logan Musey sitting over there at third base after the beneficiary of a couple of miscues by the Dons. Dart will pipe that one in there for a strike. Count now 2-1. Tabula looking in on this 2-1 count. Dart delivers. It is going to just miss that outside part of the plate. Count moving now to 3-1. Christian Moser due up next here for the Patriots, should it get to that. Don's certainly hoping that Dart has a pitch or two here that can put Tabula away and give the Dons an opportunity to win this ball game in the bottom half of the inning. That one is in there for a strike, so now a full count here to the Patriots right fielder. Again, runner at third here with 2 outs. Liberty threatening to take the lead here. It'd be their first lead since the first inning. They set themselves up for a win here at the Red Rock Classic. It'll be in on the hands. It'll be sent over to short. The throw across, and it's going to be made. Oh, nice play over there at short. The Dons absolutely needed that one as they are able to put up a 0 on the scoreboard here in the 7th inning. A ground out of Casey Tabula, who had been red hot in this one. It will bring up the bottom half of the 7th inning, and it will give us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That's Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Two Jacks Pizza, Clegg Auto, and Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, attorneys at law. Again, we want to remind you, as this ball game is wrapping up, we have another ball game coming at you about 15 to 20 minutes after this one ends. That will be against the Palo Verde Panthers. Again, your graphic says that it starts at 7:30. Obviously, it is past 7:30. But again, as that one goes live, we will make sure that we get it to you. And that is going to be a fantastic ball game. Palo Verde is a really great team out of Nevada. The record not showing it as well this season, but coming off of a really strong season last year. So that'll be a fun ball game here on Spanish Fork 17. So make sure that you go ahead and keep your dial here on Spanish Fork 17, and make sure that you're getting everybody out and watching it on the YouTube page. Again, youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. There is finally a pitching change here for the Liberty Patriots. It is a right-hander coming in for them. It is number 27. That is Gabe Zapata that is now in the ballgame here on the mound for the Patriots.
At the plate, number 10, Dex Bringhurst.
Oh, this is going to hit the pump?
Yeah, he hit the bomb earlier today.
So Gabe Zapata on the mound for the Patriots to start off the 7th inning, and it will be the bringer of thunder, Dax Bringhurst, up for the Spanish Fork Dons. Has the big blast that happened in the first inning, a 2-run home run out to left field. That one is going to be about 5 feet in front of the plate, bouncing in the dirt. So the account is 2-0 on Bringhurst. So it will be Bringhurst, Creer, and Cloward due up here in the 7th inning for Spanish Fork. That's now 3-0, so 3 straight balls here to the Dons' third baseman to start off the bottom half of the 7th inning. As it was quite a remarkable outing from the Patriots' starting pitcher, Nicholas Blakeney. Again, gave up 7 runs in the first 2 innings, including that 2-run home run that we were talking about by Dax Bringhurst. But then after that, really locked in and mowed through the Dons lineup rather easily for the last several innings, put up 4 straight shutout innings for the Patriots and kept them squarely in this ball game. Even though, as I've said a couple times, it really looked like the Dons were cruising for an easy victory here in game number 2. And instead, it's has turned into a tie ball game here in the 7th inning on Spanish Fork 17. Liberty able to score 5 runs in their last two, in the 5th and the 6th. So Dax Bringhurst over at first base represents the winning run. And it is the center fielder Ty Creer now digging in for Spanish Fork. An 0-for-3 ball game for him. He's made some solid contact, but has been out every single time. See what he does here in at-bat number 4. He's going to square for the bunt, and he's going to lay a pretty dandy one down. That one was right in on his hands, but able to just kind of sneak it down that first base line. So a nice sacrifice bunt there by Ty Creer. And it does move Bringhurst over to second base, so he is now in scoring position with 1 out, and it will bring up designated hitter Kip Cloward up for Spanish Fork.
At the plate, the designated hitter, number 20, Kip Cloward.
He's 1 for 3 in this ball game, had a single in the 2nd, and they are going to go ahead and give him the free pass. Obviously, again, wanting to set up a force out at all of the bases. And so it'll bring up Seth Argyle, who starting at second base today, with Brody Duval getting the nod on the mound to start things off for Spanish Fork. It will prompt a mound visit here for the Patriots. They want to go over what they want to do on defense as they have runners on first and second. They are actually going to bring in a new pitcher. Seems a little bit early, and seemed like Zapata was doing pretty well, but they are going to bring in a new pitcher here in the 7th inning. They are going to go with, looks like another lefty from their bullpen. It's number shows number 53, which I do not have a 53 on Max Preps. I have in the notes here, there's a Diaz. And I don't see him on the roster other than that, but his last name is Diaz. I wish I knew a first name. It just says C on the lineup card that we got from Liberty. So, new lefty coming in here for the Patriots. It'll be Diaz coming in relief of Zapata. So Zapata only making it through a third of an inning. And allows a hit and a walk. Both of those guys still on.
Attention, please. Now pitching for Liberty, number 53, Diaz.
So Diaz tasked with a difficult situation, kind of needing to come in here and save this ball game here in essence for the Patriots. As it was an early hook for Gabe Zapata, who goes through a third of an inning and is responsible for the runners currently on base. Bringhurst starting things off with a walk, and then giving the intentional walk to Kip Cloward to make it so there is an opportunity for a force out at every base, and also give them an opportunity for a double play potentially. It will be up to Seth Argyle, the number 8 hitter in the Dons lineup, to keep things rolling here in the bottom of the 7th inning and give them a chance to come away with the win in this ball game. So Argyle 0 for 2 in this ball game, has a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning, grounded out to second in inning number 3, and then popped it out to shallow right in his last at bat. Again, runners on first and second. It's Bringhurst over there at second base and Cloward over at first. Brighton AC due up next here for the Dons. He's 2 for 3 in this ball game. Would not be a terrible person to have up. But certainly would love to see Argyle come away with the walk-off hit here for the Dons. His time is going to be called. It is now almost 8:15. So we're about 45 minutes or so overtime as that one is in the dirt, and count is 1-0 now on Argyle, and it will prompt a little mound visit there. So again, Diaz coming in relief here to pitch to second baseman Seth Argyle with runners on first and second. Ball game all tied up here at 7-7. Argyle will watch that one, and the runner is going to advance over to third base. Nice job there by Dax Bringhurst to get on his horse and get over to third. So now the go-ahead run just 90 feet away. That opens up some possibilities here for Seth Argyle. So able to advance on the pass ball. So Cloward will stay over there at first base. And the count is now 2-0 on Argyle. They're going to give him the free pass now. It's going to bring up number 9 hitter Brighton AC. No, it's going to be a pinch hitter, it looks like. No, it is not. I'm still ahead of myself. It is AC.
At the plate, the left fielder, number 15, Brighton AC.
Would have been an odd choice, in my opinion, to have him be pinch hit for, with him being 2 for 3 in this ball game. So he's going to get an opportunity here with the bases loaded to potentially be the hero for the Dons. He's going to watch that one in there for a strike from Diaz. So Bringhurst at third, Cloward at second, Argyle at first. AC tasked with just bringing in one run here and sending the Dons to another victory here at the Red Rock Classic. The count is 1-1. He's going to slap that one foul. It will hit the backstop, hit the netting over here. So count moving to 1-2. Should the inning continue, Will Dart would be due up here for Spanish Fork. Dart has had a nice ball game. AC's going to slap another one foul. So count will stay at 1-2. So crazy ball game here on Spanish Fork 17. We hope that you've enjoyed the drama, and we hope that you are at the edge of your seat here on this 1-2 count here on Brighton AC. Bases are loaded here. Just needs to bring in Dax Bringhurst over there at third base, and this ball game will be over. 1-2 pitch up coming from Diaz, and he's going to get hit, and that's going to be the ball game. My goodness, it's what a way to end the ball game. A bases loaded hit by pitch brings in Dax Bringhurst, and that is going to be it. The 8th run coming across here for Spanish Fork, and the score 8-7. Win number 2 here at the Red Rock Classic. We'll give you a recap of this one when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Hi, welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson & Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. The Spanish Fork Dons take this wild one against the Liberty Patriots on a score of 8-7. A walk-off hit by pitch with the bases loaded on Brighton AC. The run that makes it a win here for the Spanish Fork Dons. Our MVP Sports MVP of the game. We're going to make it a co-MVP for this one. It'll be Dax Bringhurst and Brighton AC. Brighton AC 2 for 3 in this ball game. Had 2 RBIs and brought in that game-winning run with that hit by pitch. But would be remiss to not also include Dax Bringhurst, who was 2 for 3 in this ball game, and hit an absolute blast out to left field, a 2-run shot in the first inning. So those are your co-MVP Sports MVPs of the game. So again, the Dons take this one on a score of 8-7. We want to remind you that we've got another ball game coming up here in about 20 minutes, coming up against the Palo Verde Panthers. That'll be a fun ball game, so just go ahead and make sure to stay tuned in here on Spanish Fork 17. Make sure that you've got everything pulled up on the YouTube page so that you're ready for that ball game as well. So again, the score of this one, 8-7, a 1-run win here, a walk-off win here for the Spanish Fork Dons over the Liberty Patriots. For our Spanish Fork 17 crew, I am Angel LaRose. This has been a fun one here on Spanish Fork 17, and we'll catch you in about 20 minutes for that game against Palo Verde.